Hello everybody, my name is Godwin Uwuba'men, the Senior Pastor of His Treasure House International Ministry here in the city of Abuja. Today I'll be talking about my Abuja worker story, the things that make Abuja tick, beautiful, the ups and downs of the Abuja city. Very beautiful city, but has its own challenges also. So today I'll be talking about my Abuja story. I just want you to stay connected. I just feel Abuja is safe. Unlike Lagos, when I was in Lagos, you jam, you do all this thing. Now in Abuja, you can go out, you can go to work, come back from work, take your wife to the salon, come back from that salon, go to a garden, go and eat pepper soup or something. Oh my God, that is for me, that is life. Yeah, we should stop deceiving ourselves. Those of us who are Lagos people, like I have to tell myself the truth. That listen, this is life. In Lagos, you want to do a program and you put the program by 8 o'clock. By 7:30, they are all there. 8 o'clock, the place is filled. If you put a program in Abuja for 9, 10, you'll be waiting for them 11. They are not still there. And I don't know, it's changing a bit right now. So it was that difficult. So the first job I had to do, because I remember when I came into Abuja, I was trying to say, God, why am I here? And it's just clear in my spirit that there was no ministry that was doing the things that I have learned with my former church, Daystar Christian Centre. Here in life, if you will ever prosper, 3 things you must learn to do. Number 1, you must learn to observe. Number 2, you must learn to question everything. Number 3, you must learn to document. All these things is encapsulated in the idea called research. What we don't do here is not about church, it's about the black man. We don't embrace these 3 things. Everything that makes a white man what they are today is because they question everything. Sometimes people feel they are rude and everything. No, if you don't question things, you don't make them better.
This is not my story.
So I'd like to ask you, was there any time you regretted bringing ministry to Abuja or doing business in Abuja? Was there a time you sat down to say, oh no, this is a wrong move? Or
Every time. It happens every time. Life is a journey. People feel life is a straight linear. No. Life is an hyperbola, a continuous hyperbola. I give people this example. Stop making noise about I'm poor. No, everybody is poor at one point or the other. As you're talking to me now, it's possible I don't even have money in my purse. I don't have money in my account. But I'm so convinced that if I continue my value-adding solutions to the people that I see, money will leave somebody's hand and come back to me.
Right.
That's how life works. So because you don't have money today doesn't mean you are poor. A poor man is not somebody that doesn't have cash. It's someone who comes to the marketplace without anything of value to exchange. So sometimes I might not have cash, but it doesn't mean I'm poor. I have money. My relationships are money. My thinking is money. It's just a matter of time when anybody who needs relationships, somebody who needs thinking, somebody who needs solace, I'll just exchange it for that person, and the person will give me money and I move on. So I said that to let you understand that we should stop the idea of saying, oh, I have no regrets and everything. Having regrets are not wrong. Life is an hyperbola. We will go good today, tomorrow will go bad. Today will be up, tomorrow will be down. I just enjoy life that way. So once or twice I felt like, why did I even come to this place? Why did I come? Especially when sometimes things are not going the way you want them to go. In my early times, things are not going the way you want to go. You do an investment that did not work as you wanted it to work. Who told you that if you're in Lagos or Port Harcourt or wherever, it would have worked the same way? It's most likely it wouldn't be the same. Look, ask people. Everybody has down times. Everybody. You are a poor man when your down times are more exaggerated than your up times. Everybody has down times. I tell people, look, down times are not your out times. Down times are times, I call them bad times. Bad times are actually strategic times in people's life, and we don't know the use of it. That's our problem. Good times are the time where you flourish, where you are happy, where you celebrate, where you spend. That's what good time is meant for. Everybody has bad and good times. It is what you do in those seasons that really matter. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, the effect of good time is for celebration. You're not supposed to cry during good time.
Right.
You're supposed to celebrate, be happy, excited, and that's what you should be doing. In bad times, you're not supposed to cry. You're supposed to learn.
True.
That's bad time is for learning and for taking time into your space to grow. That's what it means. Every time things are not working outwardly, you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to go inward and go and find out what is not working. I'll give you a clear example. Maybe this would help you to understand, and our viewers. Everything God created in life has its time and its season. That's why he said in Ecclesiastes 3:11, he said he has made all things beautiful in that thing's time, not his time. I-T, not H-I-S. In its time. So everything has its time of beauty. So if things have their time of beauty, that means they also have their time of ugliness.
Sure.
If things have their time of goodness, that means they have the time of badness, or whatever you call it. Now, every element of this world understand this, except the crowning of God's creation, you and I. Every element. Sun understands it. The way God created it, he has been living like that. When the moon comes, the sun just excuses himself. When the sun comes, the moon just excuses himself. When dry season comes, the rain just goes. When rainy season comes, everybody just understands. For the last thousands of years, it has been, life is a circle. Everybody come in his time, do his thing and go. Do his thing and go. Every element, including trees. Including trees. You see, the problem with human beings is that we have our own personal volition. God gave us choices. So we don't appreciate the circle of choice that God gave us. Life is a circle of choice. You sit down, you can never be broke all the rest of your life. Life is a circle. So, for example, the elements of life understand this. For example, a tree, because it cannot move, it cannot talk. When it's raining season, which is like the good season that many of us experience, what does a tree do? It blossoms. It brings out flowers, brings out its leaves. People come under it. It's so excited. So I'm protecting people right now. Oh, people are eating from my fruit. Oh, the flowers are making me beautiful. The tree is excited. 6 months down the line, if you're in Africa, it's six months are there about, it becomes dry season. Guess what the tree does at this time? The tree knows that there's no water that will make me beautiful. There's no provision, there's no resources that will make me look beautiful. So what does the tree do? The tree begins to shed its leaves so that it can reduce its water requirements. Do you understand? Because there's no water, so it reduces its water requirement by shedding its leaves and leaving only the branch, so that it will not be forced to look for water and there's no water. Guess what the tree now does? The tree stops growing outside. Now starts growing inside. It start looking for the little water that is on the earth's surface. And it continues to dig deep. When it gets small water there, it manages it to just keep its stem together. Because he knows that I've been alive for almost 100 years. I know that there's 6 months for raining. I know that so it's just a matter of time. Can you imagine how the tree thinks? It's just a matter of time. Let me just sustain my branches and my roots with this small water. In another 6 months, external water will come, and I will grow again outside. So elements understand this. But human beings who are more intelligent don't understand. So small thing happens to us, we say it's the devil. Sometimes it's not the devil. I'm not saying devil don't attack, but you see, you're supposed to even master the devil. Because the devil is actually a tool for your promotion.
Sure.
There is nobody that goes to school and gets promoted without an exam. In our life, devil is the examiner. So every time you're asking God, Lord, I need promotion. Lord, I need promotion. What invariably you are saying is that, God, send my examiner. Send my examiner. That was what he sent to Job. So when you are praying for promotion, the devil hears and says, Papa, let me go and deal with that person. Say, go. I've already set the motion. The person is smart. He will know that you are just an examiner. Pass the thing and you'll be promoted. Until we start thinking like that, we will always continue to blame mystical forces, devils. I'm not saying they are not there. But you see, scripture says, my people are destroyed because they don't understand. And these are the things that I try to do, especially when I came to Abuja, to help people understand. As we pray, we should also think and make life better for every one of us.
Okay, so sir, let's discuss about Abuja. This is Abuja Waka.
Yeah.
So tell me, how has been your driving experience in the city of Abuja? We know we have good roads in quotes. So how has been your driving experience so far in Abuja?
Well, compared to Lagos, Abuja is better for me. You know, better road network. I mean, because I don't really go out a lot, you know, I'm always indoors. If I have to go out, get one of the protocol people to take me out and stuff like that. I just feel Abuja is safe. Unlike Lagos, when I was in Lagos, you jam, you do all this thing. Now you want to go to Abuja. You know, in Abuja, you can go out, you can go to work, come back from work, take your wife to the salon, come back from that salon, go to a garden, go and eat pepper soup or something. Oh my God, that is, for me, that is life. Yeah, we should stop deceiving ourselves. Those of us who are Lagos people, like I have to tell myself the truth. And listen, this is life. You have time for your family, you have time for your work, you have time for leisure. I mean, when I was in Lagos, I leave home by 4:35. I worked in Victoria Island. I live in Alagbado, Axis. You can imagine the distance. And I close by 6, but I have to wait for traffic to go down. I leave office by 7 or 8. I get back home by 10, 11, sleep for only 3-4 hours. And somebody thinks that is life. Well, some people still enjoy it anyway. But you know what I always tell them? When you come to Abuja and stay 6 months, and we tell you to go back, you just feel like, oh my God, why do I want to go back to this place? So Abuja network is very good. The road is very good. Very good. Yeah.
So that means if you're given the offer to go outside Abuja to another city, you will turn it down.
I most likely will, except the city has a little bit of calmness now. Now I told you I'm a boisterous person. I thought I can't stay in a calm place, and no. I think I would rather stay in a calm place because it gives me time to think more. It gives me time to stay with my wife and my family, my children more. You know, you get to appreciate it when, sometimes you don't know what you're losing until you see an option. So for the first time, I think I would rather not to go to a boisterous city again. I'd rather go to, I can go to any other city, but most likely not like a boisterous Lagos. Maybe if everything I do is on the island and maybe in a small location on the island, okay, we can manage that. But for now, Abuja is my place.
So how was your first Sunday service like in Abuja for you?
Let me tell you the truth. When I was coming, I knew I was coming into a city, and I knew the kind of churches, this kind of space I was coming to. And just like you asked in the beginning, it was not going to be the game as usual. So what I did was I had to recruit people afresh. Went to the NYSC camp, went to the University of Abuja to hold seminars and let people, because since I'm a discovery coach and those people really are the ones that really love such things, I go there with that seminar. At the end of the seminar, I did that for almost 2 or 3 months. When I came, I didn't start church immediately. For the first 6 months, I didn't start church. I was just doing strategic hunting. So I do the program, people are attracted, they come into the program, I sell my books to them, I teach them, I do discovery analysis, and then there's this thing I do for people, it's called this personality profiling, and people are excited about it. So on the last day of the training, I now tell them that, listen, in another couple of weeks, we'll be starting church. Then we share the flyer to everybody, and that was how I invited most people. I didn't go to any church. I didn't go to see any pastor about it, and because I didn't want a situation where I would just be taking people from other people's church. And I think that's where many of us pastors are not doing too well. Not that it's anything wrong totally, but you see, we are supposed to get people saved, not always moving people from one church to another and everything, which if you need people to work for you, yes, people who will work for you will still come from other churches, but I tell you, your loyal people will be your own direct converts and stuff like that. So we got people like that in, and we announced that. Then later we now told them that we are having an inauguration. Yeah, the problem, people say something, they'll tell you, don't hold inauguration, no, because when you hold inauguration, family members, friends, everybody will come. On that day, you have like 200, 300 people. They'll eat your food, welcome you. Then the next Sunday when you come, you'll be all depressed because how many people will be? Maybe 40 people, 30 people, 20 people, and you start life. So they say, I don't like inauguration. As our inauguration paid off for us because we did not go to invite friends. We went to places, virgin spaces, and told them, come, we want to start. The flyers we shared, we didn't just share flyer, come for inauguration. No, it was a card. I think many of my people still have that card where we wrote our vision, everything, who I am, where I'm coming from, what I do beyond church. I'm an entrepreneurship coach. I'm a discovery coach. I'm a pastor. Everything I do, I would do. So if you read that thing, some people will tell you, this man is beyond the pastor for me. This person is like a direction, it's like a compass. So most of the people that joined me from the beginning were all either students. I mean, I only had my first service, we had about 40 people. Since then, we just started growing. In that 40 people, only 5 people were actually grown-ups. The rest were all NYSC and everything. So from there, all of them are married, of course, after 10 years. So sometimes you think, oh, they're all young people. No, all the young people now, they are running businesses here. Some of them own estates right now, and they're doing very well. But many people don't like starting small. That's how we picked up, and today, I think it was a good experience for me. Yeah.
So did you ever think your church was going to grow this big at where you started?
Yeah, well, I think I won't say I didn't think so. What I think people should learn to do is that life is about inputs and outputs. If you know what you want to do, God was one that sent me here. So he was one that I don't even care if the church grows. Growing a church from the way we do it sometimes is actually the problem we have. And I'll say this to us, both members and pastors. It's the focus of growing a church that is actually the issue. We want to grow a church because we want to be called the biggest church. I'm not the biggest church in Abuja, so that's out of it. We want to grow a church because we want to make a statement, we want to intimidate people, we want to feel like, oh, we are the big boys in town. I don't think that should be the essence of growing a church. Growing a church should be, I have something that God said I should do for the people. The more I do it, the more people will come. So it's more like a service to someone who needs that service. And the person comes to your space and say, I need this service, help me. That's why sometimes when people leave my church, our church, it doesn't make any difference to me. So somebody called me one and said, Pastor, the way you talk sometimes is as if you give people opportunity to just go out of church. I said, no, I don't do that. Why I say those things is because some people will be with you forever. I mean, let's get that right. More people will just cross your path, and when they're through, they are gone. What I feel people should just learn to do most of the time is don't always shut the back door like they bang. I'm 90% angry with anybody that wants to live with me, but not angry of not going. Angry that you are cutting a part of me. We've invested into ourselves for so long that you're just cutting it and going. Let's manage the cut, There's a way you want to do. Let me say this thing. A knife in the hands of a butcher is different from a knife in the hands of a surgeon. Do you understand? So they are both knives, but the person that is holding it is the issue. Don't be a butcher. Be a surgeon. Pastor, it's time for me to go blah, blah, blah. But whenever you need me, sir, I'll be here. In your programs, people don't know how easy that will be. Pastor, whenever you need me, just call me, I'll be here. So what happens to every one of us? When we want to live, we want to cause problem. So somebody just allow. But I encourage everybody. It's a body of Christ issue. Let's enjoy the beauty. If we know we are working under one CEO who knows all of us, he will pay us according to our wickedness. If you have been doing wickedness and he say he's a God, we always pray to him. He knows our secrets. God will show you. So one of the things that people, let your heart be very consecrated to God and do everything from a sincere heart. How will you leave a church and you just want to scandalize, destroy everybody there? No, there's no need. There's no need.
This not my story.
Being a youth-friendly pastor, so I would like you to give a word to the youth. Something you feel that you have in your heart that you probably want them to know. So you could just say something to them.
I think we should just be a bit more responsible towards economic development, family life, and so on. We are all humans. We make mistakes. We fail. We would stumble. And the Bible says the right man falls 7 times but he rises again. As a young person, do not look down on yourself. What people don't know is that you call yourself a young person. Everybody you celebrate and respect today who is doing something big or who is a giant in an industry, whether in pastoral industry or ministry, whether in business, whether in IT, everyone who is in their 50s, 60s today that you value and respect, check, they all started about 20, 30 years ago. And that time, they were all young people. They were youths. So you might not be as big as you want to be, but if you consistently stay on what you're doing, just like I said, find your gifting, consistently stay on what you're doing, question everything, and make sure at the end you're adding value to people. and of course, loving people.
For you to be successful, you have to ask questions, document things, and observe. So thank you for staying glued to Abuja Waka. It's still your girl, Kate, and we'll bring you more exciting interviews. Stay connected.
Abuja Waka is produced by